Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. And I hope you guys have your coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have some very interesting topics to talk about, especially the Fed chairman, the previous one, saying some very interesting things about Bitcoin, but also a big bank endorsing Bitcoin. And yes, I am late today once again. Unfortunately, you guys have been waiting more than 5 minutes for that stream to go. I'm sorry for that, and I'll explain why in a couple of seconds. But first, the intro. So good morning, everyone. I'm sorry that it took longer today, because unfortunately I have been this night in a lot of pain with my teeth. So I've been at the dentist a couple of times in the last weeks, and I don't know, this night was just killing me. And yeah, somehow it took me longer this morning to get everything done, while I was suffering from that. But still, we finally have a coffee, we finally have a stream. And yeah, guys, make sure to always perform your own research before you FOMO into anything like Veve collectibles, Ecomi, Bitcoin, altcoins. Make sure to also be subscribed to the channel if you are not, but probably everyone who is here is already. If you are watching this after the video, if you're watching this after the live stream as a video, make sure to check out the timestamps. And finally, I want to thank each and every one of you who is subscribed to this channel on the background here very much for supporting me. Dr. Knut says root canal, yeah, maybe, probably, very bad thing, hurts a lot, could be that the nerve is a little bit annoyed by the stuff that has been undertaken. Yeah, but I hope you guys have some coffee here. I certainly have. I will take a sip and hope it doesn't kill me on the dent or on the teeth. And with that, let's jump right in. So I have a little video sequence for you here, which we can watch together. And I think we should do that right now. That here, what we are going to see is the former SEC chairman. And his name is, one second, his name is Clayton. It's going to be a bit interesting here. I will mute myself and then we listen.
Good. Have you watched with interest as blue chip firms have decided that they want to get involved with Bitcoin or crypto?
Well, give me a minute. It's a fascinating etymology. Let's go back to like 2015, 16. This is an offshore retail, nothing close to what I would say the core of our financial markets. At that time, if you look at trading of Bitcoin, the emergence of Bitcoin, it looked like stocks, but it was nothing like it. Now we've seen a development all the way to the point where companies whose reputation in the market matters are saying, you know what, we think that trading, we think that the custody, we think that those protections around this market are sufficient that we're willing to put our name on it and offer that product. That's actually an incredible development, not one that I expected. I was very skeptical of trading in the Bitcoin market when I was SEC chair. I thought, there were studies that 90% of it was wash trading, ripe for manipulation and the like, large people dumping. The fact that we have these institutions that know markets better than anybody and are saying, we're going to put our reputation behind it, I find that pretty remarkable.
Can they say no to a spot ETF? For how much longer?
Well, it goes to that issue. I think that when the SEC approved the futures-based ETF, they said, let's look at the futures market. We see the surveillance. We see the protections in that market for the end investor that are sufficient. We don't see them in the spot market, so we're going to make that distinction. I think what the institutions are arguing is that those distinctions have gone away, and now the spot product is actually less drag, more efficient for the investor. So if there's not that delta in regulation, not that delta in what I could say efficacy, the spot should be approved. That's the argument that's going on right now. Look, the regulatory process, whether it doesn't matter.
Been a while already.
It's been a while already.
Okay, the rest is no answer to the time frame. But as you've heard here, the previous or the former chairman here is basically saying that the market is sufficiently evolved, the Bitcoin market, at least the crypto market, for these big companies to be willing to put their name on it. And by them, he means obviously the ones that have filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF. And in the end of the video, he says that he believes that now that the futures ETFs have been approved already a long time and these institutions are pushing for a spot Bitcoin ETF, there is no reason to, or he believes that it will also be allowed. So Harbinger is also here. So in general, a lot of people here. Markus Sim is here, Energy is here, Moni Lee is here, Dr. Knut is here, Christopher is here. So welcome to the stream, guys. Smash up the like button as hard as you can, as much as you can, so that we have a lot of likes here. And yes, so this is very, very bullish, what he says, because obviously he is able to take a stance or a position for his viewpoint from the SEC's perspective, and he even does not see why this shouldn't be approved. So let's look at this here, because there is a bank. Yesterday they came out 280 billion worth, or maybe we don't know if they are worth that, but Standard Chartered Bank predicts Bitcoin to hit 50,000 by the end of 2023, which I chose as the topic of the stream and the thumbnail. And so it's a financial institution here that is making predictions for Bitcoin, and they are believing that by the end of the year we will be sitting at 50,000, which is, by the way, very much in accordance with what many people in the TA and also other predictions are saying. 50,000 within this year and soaring to an impressive 120,000 by the conclusion of 2024. So end of 2024 will more or less also where the peak should be, maybe beginning of 2025. But that would mean that from Bitcoin would only go up less than 100% from its last all-time high, which obviously can happen. But these are very reasonable predictions, as it seems, and very realistic ones as well. A little bit conservative maybe, but there's nothing. So we were used before to wild predictions, like either a couple of million for a Bitcoin or it's going to zero, right, from Peter Schiff. So hey, Smarty Pants, what's going on? You also sleep not very much, right? Yesterday I've seen you in the chat on around the Ecomiverse, and today you're already here, so that is good. Standard Chartered initially released a forecast of 100,000 for Bitcoin's value by end of 2024, but in April already. But now they are saying that it's going to be higher. So maybe they are readjusting it to even higher than that until they are wrong or until they are pleasing the people. But I think that is interesting, and they are for sure already in the business with Bitcoin, and probably also interested to offer crypto services. Now, I think this is something that we should not discard when we are looking at the world economy, because I think that is something that has let's say been weighing on the markets in the past a little bit. right now a little bit. China's deflation pressure builds as consumer prices falter. So China's producer prices fell at the fastest pace in over a year. In over 7 years, while consumer prices teetered on an edge of deflation, adding to the case for policymakers to use more stimulus to revive the sluggish demand. The worsening factory gate price deflation and the move by consumer prices towards deflation for the first time since February 2021 is boding ill for China's economic growth. So the momentum post-pandemic has slowed from that brisk pickup in the first quarter, with demand for industrial and consumer products weakening, raising concerns about the health of the world's second largest economy. And we have seen that before, that things like Evergrande potentially collapsing, and some other big players in the market being actually a little bit weaker than expected, has been also weighing on the entire world economy. So not to discard this. If something happens in China of a bigger magnitude, it can for sure turn all markets red, including crypto. So keep that in mind, that China is a little bit there struggling. But as we see, they are going to probably put out some stimuli for the economy, and then they will get themselves into the next year probably with that. Now, also here are some dates to look at. Last Bitcoin ETF decision deadline is the 19th of March 2024. Bitcoin halving 16th of April 2024. So if we are looking at this, we can see, we can see, let me get this a little bit solved here. So we see here all of the big filed Bitcoin spot ETFs that are all, with the exception of iShare Bitcoin Trust, refilings. So we see here ARK Invest, BlackRock, Bitwise, VanEck, WisdomTree, Evasco, Galaxy, Fidelity, and Valkyrie. They have all filed and refiled within a couple of days. We see here that apparently there is a first date here set for the 5th of September, SEC date. Next SEC deadline is was the 13th of August, apparently, as it seems here. And the final date is the 27th of December here for this first ARK Invest ETF. Now, we don't know what's going to happen between, if the SEC is rejecting all of them again for a refiling. But what we see is that either end of December or 2024, some of them are going to either approved or denied. So the SEC needs to answer this until March of December. Monili says Christmas present for ARK Invest. Yeah, they're the first to receive it if it was happening. So I don't know if they did the refiling as well, but they have the first deadline. So it's interesting. It's for sure interesting. But I think this is, it fits very well the cycle as we have it, and it also means that probably we are not getting this mega pump parabola in 2023. More, we are getting that after the halving, as we are used to. So this plays on the same side. Then we have this here. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust discount narrows to lowest since May. So we know that in the crash, when Bitcoin was collapsing, the Grayscale Bitcoin actually was trading more than 30% at a discount, and now it's coming back. So that also means that that there is this turnaround happen. So you see this in this chart, that actually it's not it's not that much of a discrepancy anymore, which means that probably we had seen that the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust front running actually the Bitcoin price was a pretty good indicator if there was more downside to come. And right now we see this turnaround also there, which could mean that it's actually done in that sense. Then once again, I've showed this more than only once, but I still like to show it. We have this comparison here of all the cycles with the halving as a dotted line here in the middle. I hope you can see this. And we have this pre-cycle phase right here in this little box. And there is, from the bottom that we had, it's for 532 days, so it's more similar to this time frame at least. And you see what's happening after this box is concluded. So the entire box is 532 days long, but we are already at the middle of this box. So there is only another 260 or so days to go until this box is concluded. Usually what is happening is in this box also is that there is a spike up, at least until the middle line, that's what we see, and an overshooting somewhere, and then a corrective phase as we see. So interesting will be if we will have at the point of halving, like here, a parabolic move starting, so in 260 days, meaning also if this all was true and it repeats like the last time, that leaves us with another 250 days or so to accumulate what we need for the next bull run. Obviously, as you can see here in the 215 to 218, there was a little bit more time after that also to accumulate until the parabolic move was really wild. But you see how it could be going. This two news basically from India, in my opinion, also relevant to look a little bit at global world development. So in a major blow to the BRICS states, India declares that they are not going to be interested in creating a common gold-backed currency, because before we had seen that all these nations did it together. India does not wish to hurt trade deals with the US and EU, desires to strengthen the rupee, and sees China using BRICS as their own to their own benefit. So India makes a step out of BRICS towards US and EU here, and is not going to participate in that revolution, BRICS revolution currency. And then second news from India, because also Binance is facilitating, and this is brand new news as well. Binance is facilitating crypto deals in rupees. So here we see the fund transfers are carried out from a local bank accounts or services like Google Pay or Buy, accepting cash. The exchange acts as a net neutral third party, providing an escrow service that pairs a local buyer and seller in an offshore marketplace while settling the payment in Indian rupees, a recent report by Economic Times noted. Indian regulators are aware of these transactions, the report says. Also, Binance isn't violating any laws as they do not hold a rupee bank account. Besides, they only provide escrow services for crypto transfers, which are not recognized as legal tender. But billions of people apparently have now access to crypto in the sense by this development. Good. I think it's time to watch the markets. Let's go to the top 100 quickly. So this is the monthly view, but we are more interested in the daily view. Also, actually, Mina is pumping and Matic has a good day. So overall, we have a slight, a couple of percent to 15% pump here. And let's look also in the top 200 CTSI is the big pumper of the day, but also OMI, as we can see here, is up 2.5% on the day. If we are looking on the weekly, we are still a little bit in the red overall, but OMI is green on the week also with 1.5%. So overall, nothing too big happening. Obviously, good to see some green here. While a lot of money is flowing into the market. So 500 million flooded institutional Bitcoin funds in the last 3 weeks, while inflows to exchanges are at a cyclic low. So that is interesting. Also, we are having institutions coming in right now, but what we see is we have been yesterday testing once again the 31,000 overhead resistance here for Bitcoin. So that is good to see. So as you know, there is a lot of confluence here for Bitcoin. 1, 2, 3, 4 now slices of this overhead resistance, plus 1, 2, and 3 tests here. So yeah, the more you knock on this resistance, the more the weaker it will get. And with all the bullishness around the spot Bitcoin ETFs and so on, we might be really crushing that, and we are coming very, very close here to trying it again and again. And at some point there will be a breakout. So we have this structure written in, or we are looking at this structure since I don't know how long, and it is about to be completed. I mean, if you take it as a cup and handle, with this only the handle, we had our breakout already. There is a target here, up here, that we are looking for. I think it is going to happen. I just don't know when exactly. Maybe and potentially we will have to wait another couple of days or weeks to make it happen here. I mean, if you look at the weekly, it's also just it's not that long, right? If you look at the weekly, it's just not that long, and actually nothing has happened since 3 weeks, but that's not a long time of a sideways move. So there can easily be a 4th candle until the 5th goes out here, for example. So we can imagine that. We are being creative here how it can look. But I mean, you see, sometimes sideways moves can take a while for a bigger move to follow. I think it's only a matter of time until we are breaking out here. And this is something that some people in the market, there are still bears in the market that claim that Bitcoin is going to put in a lower low still. So what these people are claiming, let's just quickly discuss. And it's not my opinion. I don't think it will happen, but I still want to show you the possibility. So what some people are saying is that within this downtrend here, that this is a false bottom, and that basically this is a 100% relief rally, and that to October or November we would be collapsing to make another low. I don't know if that is like bearish hopium, but they are basically saying that this here is only a relief rally to this overall downtrend. I don't think that is true at all. I think that we are going to break this overhead resistance and flip it into support, while we are so something like this break of resistance, retest, come up to somewhere around this target, and then be correcting out like where we are March, April, and that's the halving, and from there we should be coiling up into our next parabolic move. I kind of expect something like this. Maybe that's too flat, I don't know, but it could, in my opinion, it would be realistic. Also, obviously you don't see it behind the chat so good, so that is what I meant here. So that we have something like this, And then from here going into the parabola that brings us up to, I don't know, somewhere here. Also, my prediction here is at 100, and my top is marked, let's say. My top is marked at 135,000 more or less. But we will see. That's just, if I would say I have grounds and basis for that prediction, I don't. Despite me being confident that there will be an all-time high, right? But the rest, like for this target, the grounds is a conservative estimate of this top plus the breakout of this cup and handle. So yeah, it could happen, right? Let's look at how the dollar is moving while we are moving sideways. So the dollar is collapsing, and that is, at least it was yesterday, yeah. So the dollar is now falling off a cliff, and usually when this is happening, and this is exactly what we wanted to see, usually when this is happening, we should be seeing as a consequence another pump in Bitcoin, because you see, if you are looking at these times here from let's say January to February, and from March to May, then you see that January is here, boom, pump, to February, right? That's the sideways movement where it came back, and from March to May, right? So these are the two pumps here in this Bitcoin chart. And if you look at the DXY, that's the two crashes in the DXY that we have. So this now falling off should compared to everything, should result in a pump in Bitcoin, which should result in the breaking of this resistance line. However, I think that's also why we are already seeing this green price action. So there is this massive confluence here in the DXY, in the dollar value against other cryptocurrencies. So whenever this is falling off, risk on assets tend to pump. We see it that the altcoins are pumping at the moment, but Bitcoin is also a risk on asset, and this is going to be already a lower low, right? So it is moving in the right direction. So this overall, this is a downtrend, right? For the DXY, and the only thing that we want to see concluded in the broader picture is basically this. Yeah, I mean, if you want this mountain range here, that is going to collapse, right? So if we're collapsing back below this resistance here, then that is going to be our bull run. But we should have a pump out of this. I don't know why it wouldn't. And it also has probably to do something with the next. So there is news coming up here. We have the PPI month over month, the core inflation rate on the 12th, and the core inflation rate year over year, month over month, and year over year core inflation rate. So if inflation rate is coming down significantly, this could be a counterpoint to where the Fed doesn't have to do rate hikes, right? And if they don't do rate hikes, then the DXY has no reason to climb. If they do a rate hike, that's when the dollar gets more strength in the Fed, right? So as expected here, this dollar got rejected, and now we are going to see in the next. I'd say the delay can sometimes be. Yeah, what is this here? So this was. Let's look at this smaller crash here. So this was the 6th of January, and if we go on the daily for Bitcoin. Now it's not loading. I don't know why. This is so stupid. But let me see. Let me check this actually. So it's still on the weekly. Can it load, please? Yes, there we go. So, what did I say? The collapse was on the 6th of January, and the 6th of January is here. So yeah, you see it. So the 6th of January is here. The DXY is also collapsing, but it takes 1, 2, 3, almost 4 days for the real move happening, while in the DXY it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days for the entire collapse of the thing. So you could say that the DXY might be front running Bitcoin. It is not the same extent of the move. You see here, Bitcoin has been moving, or the DXY has been moving sideways a little bit and up, and yet Bitcoin has been only moving sideways and a little bit down, but not in the same extent on this chart. Here you see it. Anyways, that should be enough for the dollar value. I think good things are coming if this is happening. If we are not pumping back or shooting back like we had here, I think then it could be already time for Bitcoin to make a move. Now, what's also making a move is that the Bitcoin dominance is still climbing. So we are seeing some pumps here and there, but the real altcoin season is when stuff like this happens, right? In Bitcoin dominance, if it's crashing. So, and I don't think that is going to be anytime soon. Yeah, let's look at the entire altcoin market quickly, so that we also have an idea what's going on in that one. So as we can see here, the altcoin market is trying to stabilize around this previous range, but once Bitcoin is rallying, it could take another hit. So yeah, let's see how it's going to move. Which brings me to Ecomi. Actually, I have checked this yesterday after the stream, because you remember that we discussed this massive wick, and actually this wick is on OKEx as much as on Gate.io. So you see this wick here. So we have a lot of upwards wicks. We had a big sell into this price action that happened within this daily candle. Overall, there's not much movement. If you see this, even when the prices are pumping up, they are beaten down to a small candle body. So the overall the difference between open and close of a day within Ecomi is very small. But the price action is going as far as almost 0007. And here we have been pumping up to 0008 and then got hammered down by a massive sale. You can see it here in the in this. I think even if we would go into the 4 hourly, you see that this entire action happened within a 4 hour candle, and probably if we go down to the hour, yes. So the entire action, the pump and the dump back down, happened within under an hour, and probably within one and then one back trade. So be very careful out there in this market, because manipulation is a thing, which is why we are looking only at the daily and assess the overall situation. But Ecomi is now, since a while, more or less trapped in this range, yeah. And if we even only take the candle bodies, yeah, we are in. Let's put this a little bit in here, because it's only true if we have it here. But I mean, since 1st of May until now, we have been trading in this range, nothing more. We had it's absolutely boring, to be honest, right? I mean, it seems like a very big sideways accumulation phase for Ecomi, in which we don't know which way it will go. Because if you consider that there's still no utility, that still nothing on the horizon, that there's still no announcement, and that we are going to, we could see a move towards the downside of this box once again. Taking a sip of coffee here. So yeah, in my opinion, there's nothing more to say about Ecomi. Two things that I wanted to show you. I've found this here on the AR feed. Sorry, that should not happen. But that was one of them. I think that this is AR advertisement. The quality is a little bit bad, so to say, but I think you can get the idea. So I think that was interesting, how it looks. And the other one is this GM Good Morning drone. And yeah, look at this. Wait, let me start in the beginning. So it has a holographic GM. This drone, I don't know. It seems to be. I hope this is augmented reality, but it seems to be. We see sometimes there's this control pad, but this is the GM drone, and I wish I had one for social media. By the way, someone asked before, and it's just not appearing on my chat, but someone asked before, how is dental insurance in Germany? Is it trash? It's trash in the US, no surprise. It depends. So you can have so if you have the basic insurance, basically everything that you have with your teeth that goes beyond normal treatment, you have to pay for yourself. But if you have an extra insurance, like a separate private insurance or so, they cover most of the things. Yeah, but I just thought this was funny before we come to the Veve stuff. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about Veve. There's not too much to bring up here. I can just tell you that I have bought another secret rare yesterday. So I have 14 secret rare comics now. I have we have a new comic announcement. I don't know why they retweeted this here. Is this the artist of the cover? Yeah, I think so. Super excited to be a part of another fun project. Thank you so much. The first appearance of Ultimate X-Men, Marvel Ultimate X-Men, features Veve exclusive ultra rare and covers by Logan and Rachel Cherie. Drops in blind box format. So that is the next comic here. So that is the Ultimate X-Men comic. Yeah, and then once again, Veve is advertising that on their Discord you can win some collectibles for participating. I still haven't done the effort, and today we are getting this comic drop, which is the Hulk. This is the exclusive ultra rare cover. It's a very scarce drop that, by the way, has not a high value in the physical, so it's only about $50, I think, in the higher grades in the physical world, but it's very scarce on Veve, so there could be a reason to scoop up one or the other variant if you are really liking it. And they are also having here on Wednesday, so today is that Hulk drop, but on Wednesday there's also, for all the Disney fans, some Mickey Mouse comics. I'm not too much of buying these. For me, it's more like a Marvel collecting. I have one or two of them, but not too much. Yeah, and that's the comic, the full comic that we're getting today. By the way, I kind of like the secret rare cover here, and also the ultra rare art is cool. So I might be trying my luck on one of them or so, since there are only 7,500 editions. But yeah, we know that not every comic is valuable for Veve. I have one more good thing to show to you just in a second. Just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss any replies of Veve, because sometimes they're hiding something in the replies or teasing something. Bob says, why Instagram? I'm old, Bob. Don't use Instagram. Most old people my age don't. We'll be doing them on different platforms each week. Stay tuned. So actually, oh yeah, so actually it's not Discord, right? It's Instagram now at the sweepstakes, so I didn't even see that. What is SR did you pick up? X-Men number 30. I picked up. It's also some one without a lot of value, but I found a good deal, good price there. So that's what I picked up. But yeah, so in the replies, they are saying that they're doing how do we do this here? If we open Instagram, learn more about the rules to enter. So yeah, we need to try our luck on this on these giveaways, right? So I will see after the stream actually how I can enter there. What I wanted to show to you is this one here on the VVX tracker. It's not updated since 4 days, but we haven't looked at it for more than 4 days. So I wanted to show you this number 7. So number 7 is a wallet that has only recently been in the top 10 or in the 10,000 wallets, so to say. And this wallet just purchased and minted a total net of 1,130 collectibles. So that is pretty impressive in my opinion. And also the other places 4 to 6 have until 4 days ago, because I cannot look beyond that, or the last 3 days I cannot see. But this is from the 7th of July. These have been accumulating quite a bit since then. So if the other ones, they are in the hundreds and in the 50s, so it's still bigger bags of collectibles that are being accumulated here. But there up there in the whale part, there are a lot of it's like 22 minted, okay, but 1,118 purchased off of the market. That is insane in my opinion. These are insane amounts, but because even if those are only 2 gem comics, that is, yeah. Smarty Pants says, I went down from rank 25 to 26. I need to catch back up. Leaderboards do make me want to buy. 25 to 26. Holy. Okay, so you are this one here. You have been buying in those days 46. Yeah, this is the reason why you went down. Because this guy is also playing the game and has purchased 150 collectibles. So this is apparently, this here is Smarty Pants, and apparently this guy here has just overtaken him, which makes sense, with 150 collectibles purchased. Yeah, so maybe the race is on. I mean, there are a lot of people that are really putting in some numbers, right, to climb the ladders, and probably you are not the only one who is who is climbing the ladder. But you need some serious money to be playing in the top 100 right now, because I mean, the first 10 ranks or more or less are reserved for the 10,000 plus collectibles. And I mean, even if you were to purchase only 2 gem comics, you need more than $20,000 to build a bag that brings you up in the top 10, right? And then then it's even the question if there are enough comics on the app that are where people are willing to sell them for less than 2 gems, right? You need an extensive amount of time to be accumulating all those comics. G Money says, I went down 3 spots to 137. Yo, you guys are where are you checking the leaderboards, G Money, for seeing beyond the 100? Is that the Twitter spreadsheet there that I saw once or twice? Because it would just interest me where I am with my 500 collectibles also. In terms of leaderboards, I'm probably not even in the top 1,000 with this, but who knows? So the top 100 is currently around, you need around 2,500 collectibles. So 2,543 is actually the... I wish we had names and faces to this, but I think there is a Twitter account that actually provides that. But I really wish we had this within Veve, so that there is that you could open a leaderboard and sort it by different things. Like if you could sort the leaderboard by collectibles, by weekly accumulation, so see who bought the most in the last week or so, by comics, by collectibles, by MCP points, who's accumulating the most MCP points, who has the most sets. So that would, I mean, in itself, only having such a leaderboard would even increase buying, right? And that's just one other feature where Veve just has to implement what's already there, like this year. And then you would be able to compete just based on that. They don't even have to bring it only based on MCP points. They could do it. Yeah, LBB is the name, and he tweets about it weekly. So I can, I will check this one out also for the next stream to see where my stack fits in. So probably my account is not the most impressive one there to watch, but it could be still interesting. So yeah, guys, that's it basically. We are looking forward to hopefully a Bitcoin breakout in the next days. It could be happening, but we don't know when. Guys, make sure to once more smash up the like button. We're about 15 people in here. Subscribe to my channel. And if you watch this afterwards, let me know what you think about all of this with the massive buys that are going on in the app right now. And yeah, guys, so I hope I'm sorry for letting you wait once again, for all of you that are here. Sorry for that. And guys, so wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I see you in the next live stream or video. Stay tuned, and yeah, take care. Bye.